All right, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So I was just scrolling through, watching some Destiny 2 shit, and I came across this guy's video right here, Why Toxic Endgame Destiny 2 Players Are Parasites, a Destiny 2 rant by Part-Time Guardian. And I thought, hey, why not just make a reaction to it and see what this guy's talking about, see what some of the concerns are that he has with the game. Because trust me, I know that a lot of endgame players, yeah, they can get very, very toxic. Yeah, I know all too well how that environment is. But without further ado, let's get right into it and see what he has to say.
So you won't see me making videos like this very often. It's not kind of my style. It's not what I like to do. I will be going on a little bit of rant today. If you're interested in the backstory of what gave me to this rant, keep watching this video. If you're interested in just the rant, fast forward to this portion of the video and you'll get to the details of the rant itself.
That was nice
So
of
my
him.
journey into being a Destiny 2 player is long, like everyone else's. And when I first started, I was not someone who played online multiplayer games. It just wasn't my style.
And a quick little note, do not send any hate to this guy. Don't be fucking weird. He's just somebody voicing his, opinions on the game, his frustration with it, And, he doesn't deserve to get his opinion invalidated because of it. So don't be fucking weird and, like, send this guy hate or anything. That's weird as fuck. Just, everyone's got their own opinion.
Getting into Destiny kind of started getting me down that road. And I can remember early on, one of my first experiences trying to play with other people. I didn't have a mic, even though I had played a few multiplayer games, but I'd never done that before. So I was playing Prison of Elders. I'd got in through I don't even remember at the time, it was probably the 100 or one of the other sites out there to match up with people. And I had joined basically to get that activity completed. And I was struggling, right? I held my own, but, I was fairly new to higher end content, and I did struggle a little bit. And these guys were on mic, and, obviously, they didn't push back on me to tell me I should put a mic on, right? We just kept going. So we got very close to finishing the activity, and I died a few times, but I'd also rezzed them a few times. So obviously, I was, helping to some extent. And we got to the boss at the very end, and he had a very little amount of health left. And they kicked me from the activity before I could get my loot. And from there, I was like, you know what? I enjoy the game. I like playing.
Okay, and so yeah, when shit like that happens, that sucks. And just not to hate on him or anything, but the way he worded it, saying I was doing my best, like I kind of held my own. It kind of sounds like he might not have been doing as much as the other people he was playing with. I'm just assuming that though. I have no idea how that run went, obviously, but that's just how it seems. But even then, you don't kick them. You don't fucking kick someone after they help you do an activity, like, and when you basically couldn't have gotten it done without him. But like I said, I don't know how it went for him. I wasn't there myself. But that shit sucks for real, because a lot of people in this game really do act entitled when they're really not even that good at the game. Their egos for some reason are just completely inflated, to high hell for some reason. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just kind of weird that people do that. I don't, even if you frustrate me dying a lot and stuff, if you're still honest to God trying to help me and not troll me, I'm not gonna kick you. That's fucking weird. But anyways, let's keep going.
PvP solo. I like doing the missions and things like that, but I'm not doing multiplayer. I'm not playing with other people. So continue to fast forward, and I got a little bit more interested in things like raids and stuff like that. I joined a clan that was fairly toxic. The clan in question had ridiculous rules for how much you had to be active. And when you got in activities, if you actually played with these folks, they're kind of toxic to you if you didn't know what you were doing. Even though you were in the clan, they didn't really teach you. They kind of just beat you up until, you did exactly what they said. And if you weren't good, they didn't teach you to get better. They just said, hey, go over here and do this. We'll do this for you. You suck. So because of that, I got completely turned off from the multiplayer portion of it. So I just did my things. I played a lot of Destiny. I even soloed Crota by myself. But I said I'm not playing with other people.
Okay, let me just stop right there again. Those type of people, yeah, are the absolute worst. This is why I always say, if you're gonna run a Sherpa, like intentionally, you know, do not just put people on ad control. No one is ever going to learn anything by you putting them on ad control. You know what that is? Just shooting your gun and killing stuff. That's not learning any actual mechanics, any actual strats, any actual, better loadout choices to, melt the bosses faster. That's not doing anything. If you're just gonna have them shoot like Thrall in a corner, then like what's the point? Them shooting Thrall or like acolytes and shit somewhere like away from where all the action is happening, that's not going to do anything for them. You know what's going to happen? They're going to go right into the next run that they do of that raid and not know shit. Hey, I've been on ad control. That's all I know how to do. And then the other people are probably going to look at them like, you don't really know what to do then. We'd probably just find someone else. and then, boot them. And that's the sad truth of how that shit goes. That's why a lot of Sherpas, they say they act like hey, I help a shit ton of people out, man. Look at my Sherpas. And it's like, dude, you tell everyone to go kill ads. You're not actually teaching them how to do the raid themselves. But that's if you do it. If you're an experienced player looking for more experienced players to play with, and someone comes in there that doesn't know what to do, unpopular opinion maybe, but that's on them. You should not be joining a raid that says experience, like fast run, must run, like meta loadouts, all that shit. If you join that and you don't know anything on any mechanics, that's on you, bro. You cannot expect them to baby you when you came in there and tried to, like, I don't want to say deceive, but you were definitely like trying to weasel your way in there, like, to get a free clear for sure. But actually, okay, I'm not gonna say for sure because I don't know like what goes through everyone's mind whenever they click on a post like that. Some people genuinely just don't read the tags or anything, and they just think it's a regular run. But you, you definitely should read those tags because some people, me included, definitely get frustrated if we post for like a quick run experience, because we just want people that are gonna, get us in and get us out. We don't want to be there longer than we have to be. And it's pretty frustrating whenever we have someone come in there that joins talking about, I don't know how to do this or I don't know how to do that. Because now it's like, bro, like, why? Like, we posted for experienced people only. So now we're going to be in here longer than we have to be because of you. But they make you feel like a dickhead if you say that. But it's like, bro, like, come on now. Have some self awareness. But anyway, let's get back to it.
People, because I don't need this toxicity in my life. Fast forward a little bit later, and I met up with a clan that I'm still into today. And one of the great things about this clan is that, like my channel, Part-Time Guardian, we were all part-time people. Most of us are parents. We played the game. We try to get better, in our part-time, right? But what was different about this clan, they actually taught people. They were patient with people.
Okay, yeah. Let me just stop right there again. Yeah, it's typically like these group of people right here. I'm not trying to like how do I say it, like isolate them, but just the people that don't spend like 10 plus hours on the game, the people that work like a 9 to 5 or something like that, then they get on the game for like 2 hours, hour and a half, maybe even like 30 minutes. They don't have time to learn everything, learn all the strats or anything like that. So I understand their frustration when they say like, we never have time to do anything. No one ever teaches us anything. I get it. I really do. But some of you guys have to understand, no one in this game is obligated to teach you anything. No one is. No one is obligated to teach you anything. It is completely on you on how much you know about the game. If you have like 5 to 10 minutes to spare, just look up a video on the raid. I know a lot of people say I don't learn from videos, but typically a lot of those people are full of shit. If you're lazy and just don't want to watch the video and really take it all in and really try to, get a feel of the mechanics, of just how shit works, it's like you're not gonna get very far. You need to actually like put in the time to like, hey, okay, let's go do a Deepstone Crypt. Watch a video, get accustomed to it, learn what's gonna happen in the raid before you get in there, so you have a better idea of what's going on. Watch it over and over. Watch it multiple times. You have to study it. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, why do I have to study? It's a game. I shouldn't have to feel like I'm taking a test. I get it. I really do. But for some of the end game content, bro, you really have to put in the work to really, really do it. So just, I get it. For people like this that, have jobs and have lives and they don't want to play Destiny for 10 plus hours a day, I understand. I really do. The frustration. But you also have to understand that if you're not gonna put in, that extra 10% to really learn it and just expect someone else to teach you and hold your hand and you get mad when they don't, that's on you. I'm sorry, it just is.
They had tolerance for people. It was something I wasn't used to. And so eventually I ended up becoming admin in that clan and ended up running it, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
so one of the things it taught me, because outside of what I do here, my original degree is in education. I like to teach people. I like to help people learn. I like to mentor people. It's something I do in my job today. Yeah. So it gave me a platform to be able to do that and help other people, to basically not be that clan or those type of people who only, again, we all have times where we want to play endgame content where we want people that know what they're doing. Even I do that. But there are other times where you can help and bring other people with you. Right? And that's what I really valued out of that clan experience. So then fast forward a little bit later, And I was actually laid off from my job at one point. Obviously, got my job back, and gainfully employed and everything, and actually worked out well in my favor. But during that time,
Awesome.
I had some free time, and I started thinking, well, I was on severance. What do I want to do during this time period? And I learned some other skills for work and things like that. But one of the things I did is I started this channel with the expressed reason that I wanted to create an atmosphere or guides where people who are average players can learn to be just a little bit better. Because I've done a lot of things in this game, and I've done this from learning from others. And so, like I said, I've gotten titles for high-end raids. I've completed GMs. I've gotten those titles, right? I've been able to do a lot of things because I've basically learned from these other people, and now I bring other people along to do the same thing. So I have an extra special low tolerance for toxicity, for people who think and live that only the best players in the game are worthwhile, and everyone else, they don't matter. That really grates on my nerves.
Yeah, and like I said, I really do understand where he's coming from. I really do. I know what it's like to be, feel alienated when you might not know something about the raid or don't know a certain encounter. But like I said, I'm really sticking to the fact that if you do not know what to do, if you do not know what to do for a raid, and you join a post that says experience must be experienced, must have clears, etc., whatever, dude, you cannot get upset at them if they get upset at you. Because it's like, dude, we posted for a person with certain qualifications. Why did you not have them? It's like the same thing with a job application. Like if someone's posting for 10 plus years of forklift experience and you have like 6 months, they're going to look at you crazy. It's the same thing. But I understand where he's coming from too, because some people take it a step further. Like I'm sure he's obviously experienced, and it's like, why do you need to like call me out, be rude to me, do all the extra shit? Why do you have to be such a dick to me about it? I'm sorry, like if I don't know what I'm doing, can you either teach me, or if I need to leave, then I'll just leave. That's how I would handle the situation. But if they're gonna continue to be like, just be assholes about it and berate me, just leave and block those people. You don't need those type of people in your life. But you also should, as someone who doesn't know what to do, you can either, like I said, look up a video just to get a good idea of what's going on, or just post. You can make your own post. Hey, looking for 5 people, preferably someone who can show me the ropes, teach me, show me what loadouts I might need to run, what supers, builds, all of that. And then there you go. You can even look up YouTube videos for builds to just melt bosses. It's like a 5+ minute video. I'm just like, hey, put these on, put on these fragments, these certain weapons, this subclass, and you will destroy this boss. And boom, there you go. Like I said, like some people seem entitled, like they have to have their hand held or someone needs to teach them otherwise, like you're the asshole. And it's like, no, that's not true. That's not true at all. It is completely on you, like I said, on it is completely on you on how much you know about this game. It is completely on you. So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
And so that's one of the reasons I made this, because I've seen more of that in recent years, in recent months, and I just want to speak out against it, because I think there's a place in this community for people who are trying to learn and get better and have every right to play the game, just like some endgame players who can be toxic. And keep in mind, I'm not saying every endgame person is toxic, right? But let me get to the rant now. So if you've gotten this portion, you've gotten to the rant instead of going through the rest of the history of how I got here. And again, if after you hear the rant, you want to hear the history of how I got here and some of my backstory on why this is important to me, feel free to go back to the beginning of the video. So I don't like making videos like this. It's not really my style. I've really noticed, like I said, a lot of people being toxic, especially some endgame players. And again, this isn't anyone specifically. I've just noticed it in interactions of people I interact with. I've noticed it with some content creators. Again, nothing against certain people if that's what they want to do, right? But it's sort of an entitled thing that, hey, the only people who matter in this game are the people who are so good at endgame content that it's become easy for them, and they kind of lose all the people who they could potentially help, right?
Right, and I get he says that's entitled, but it's also entitled, like I said, for people who don't know what they're doing to act like people in this game that do know what they're doing must hold their hand in like everything. That's also entitled too. Like it definitely goes both ways for sure, but I'm gonna let him finish his point.
right? Because the game isn't difficult enough, or we need this or we need that, or you guys suck or get good. Right? And there's always been some of that in Destiny, but I've seen a lot more of it recently. But here's the thing. I respect a lot of people who do endgame content to bring people along. There's plenty of content creators, plenty of people that I know who do that. But I don't have any respect for people who work the other way. If you think about it from percentages perspective, I think I've seen information that says that only like 10% of people have even completed a raid within Destiny 2. And you could go back and forth. There's different data sources. It could be 10, could be 15. If we take a subset of that
is crazy.
You're probably looking at a single-digit percentage that have completed multiple raids, or have gotten raid titles, or have gotten Conquer title, or have done anything that's really difficult in the game. That's a very small percentage of the paying public for Destiny 2. So in many respects, those people, if they're really toxic, again, don't bring other people, don't expand the player base.
And yeah, that is, yeah, like I said, it is actually insane that like only 10% of people. Well, I don't think it's like very, very accurate, but it's a good number to go off of. And when I found that out, that was crazy. I thought it was at least like in the 30s, but I guess not. But and like you said before, it's probably a single digit, or at least like probably less than that have completed multiple raids. That's just the people that have done a raid, which is insane. And listen, if any new players are like watching this, any people trying to get in the game, you know, like really get into it, get into the end game shit, it's a lot of fun. It is fucking fun as hell to do. But do not let the toxic people really like, you know, sort of set your mind for like how the entire community is. That's a very small minority of people that do endgame content and raid and stuff. Even the people that kick you for not knowing what to do, I wouldn't even say that they're toxic, because like I said, if they post for must be experience, you know, we want to get through this fast, get in and get out. We don't want to spend a lot of time in here. You can't get mad at them for that. That's their preference. You cannot get mad at them for that. If if you're expecting them to teach you, like, bro, like, you're the entitled one at that point. You know what I mean? It's not to hate on anyone. Obviously, if you want to learn, you should be able to learn. But if they don't want to, they don't have to. They're not obligated to. That's not on them. And it, you know, it sucks that a lot of players feel like they'll never do a raid, because that is, to me, at least the best content this game has to offer. By far. But it's just, you know, I get it. A lot of them are intimidated. They've seen how some people usually act, and they're just like, why the hell would I want to touch that? But you have to realize, this does not make up the entire community of people that do raids. Not even close. These are a very small minority of people that act like this. But I get it, though. He's been through this shit, so he's like, I just, you know, I don't really like those group of people. And I don't either, obviously. Like, you know, I hate when people act like that. And I've had my fair share of doing it in the past. I'm not proud of it, but it's happened, you know? I was doing it the other day in trials too, because I was getting so damn frustrated. But after that, I realized I need to calm down and not take the game so fucking seriously. It's especially PvP in this game. But, you know, that's a story for another day.
We're all about themselves. They're parasites. And you want to know why? Because they work on the backs of all the people who pay for the game. And it's not to say they don't pay for the game, but they pay for a very small percentage of the budget that Bungie gets for making the game. The majority of people are casual, or what I call mid-casuals. There's casuals who just dab a little bit. There's mid-casuals, and maybe they're starting to get into raids, they're starting to get in GMs, they're starting to get better.
Very true.
But they're not, and they're probably never going to be those people who are going to do day one clears and things like that. Their voice matters. And here's the reason their voice matters. The reason their voice matters is since they make up 95% or more of all of the people who pay for Destiny, they have every right to play this game as these people who are entitled. Again, it's just the toxic people who are entitled and basically want to put everyone else down. You're the parasite. You're the people who not only are dragging the community down, but not increasing the size of the community, because the more we increase the size of the community, the more money Bungie's going to have and the better this game can be. So again,
I mean, I would argue that, because I mean, this game already has a ginormous budget, and we saw what happened there. So yeah, I don't really agree with that. But him saying, like, you know, like the 95% of people, even though that's probably not very accurate, but I'm you know, I'm sure he's just spitballing. Yeah, no, they definitely make up the majority of this game for sure. Casuals definitely make up the majority of this game, and like you said, their voice absolutely matters. But you know who else's voice matters too? The endgame players. Like I said, it is a very, very small percentage of people in the endgame community that are toxic like that. It is a very small percentage. It does not make up every single one of them at all. Not even close. But, you know, like I said, the community, can't talk. The casuals definitely matter for sure. There's nothing against those people that just want to get on, maybe do a strike, replay a story mission to get some loot, Gambit, Crucible, you know, Vanguard strikes, all that. There is nothing wrong with that. But also the people that do these raids and stuff, you know, not every single one of us is toxic. Not every single one of us wants to have like a top 5% player on our team or anything like that. We typically just want to get in the raid, get out, so we can just get our loot in a timely manner. And we understand that, like I said, if someone comes in there and does not know what to do, we're going to be in there far longer than if we had someone that knew what to do. So that's why we just typically prefer to have someone who knows what they're doing. It's not trying to alienate anyone. It's not trying to put anyone down, make anyone feel bad or anything like that. I don't want people leaving and feeling like, you know, like they're the issue or feeling like they're, you know, like they're worthless or anything like that. Like, no. I would just leave people with, hey, just watch a video, really get to know it, all the encounters or whatever it is you're trying to figure out. Just get to know it. Rewatch the video, really understand what you're about to get yourself into, and then make a post. Get people that are willing to run it with you being like, you know, a new player in said activity, and then, you know, just see how you go from there. That's all I would really do about it, but let's go ahead and finish this up.
I don't care if you're the person who's this much better than everyone else in the game and everyone should worship you. That's not real. What's real is people who are trying in a community to learn how to be better at the game because they can only do it in their part-time. They can't do this full-time, right? And some of those people will never have the mouse skill or the mouse and keyboard skill or controller skill that you have in the game. But their voice matters. And again,
Yes, it
there are
does.
more of them, those guys that play strikes, who just go and do public events,
Yeah.
who do casual Crucible. There are more of them than everyone else who's potentially hardcore. So respect them. Their voice matters more than your voice.
Okay, see right there, that's where I don't agree. That's where I don't agree at all. No, it does not. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude to him, but no, it does not. Just because they make up the majority of the community does not mean their voice is above any of us endgame players. We are all at the same level. We do not need to be putting each other above and below, you know, more important than you, less important than you, because you were just complaining about the people that act like, you know, the experienced people are more important than the non-experienced, the casual players. So you're acting like the people that you despise so much right now by saying this. It's not. I'm not trying to call you out. I'm not trying to be rude. Like I said, I understand that you just have some frustrations with the game and a certain part of the community. But like I said, it does not make up the entire endgame community. It does not. But let's keep going.
Again, I respect people who do great things in this game, but respect everyone else as well. Again, sort of a rant. Just had to get that off my chest. It had been frustrating me for a while.
Yeah.
But that's the reason I do this channel. I do this channel so I can take people who start out like I did, very average Guardian, with not a lot of time to play, and in your spare time becoming that person that not only can get better at the game, not only can do better content, but can bring everyone with them. Those are the people we should be celebrating in the community, and those are the people who are more important than everyone else.
Okay, like I said, yeah, I don't agree with that at all. I think everyone matters just as much as everybody else. But
That's video, guys. If you like it, feel free to like the video, subscribe to my channel, join my Discord, and I'll see you Guardians in the Tower.
yeah, that's it. All right. And like I said, guys, do not hate on this dude. If you disagree with anything he said, don't come in the comments and be a fucking bitch about it. That's weird. Don't be a dick about it. But make sure to check him out, actually. Part-Time Guardian, bro. Check him out. I was looking earlier,
So
and
you're
he has
coming back to
he has a lot of videos on here where he really does, you know, he does what he says. He really does love helping people. All these guides and stuff right here, he does, you know, how to beat these bosses easily. You know what? Look at this. What Destiny DLC to buy in 2023? Final shape prep. All this, man. Look, he really does enjoy helping people, and I admire that a lot. Not a lot of people are willing to do that. But like I said, him saying, you know, that the community, like the casuals, the people that pay for the majority of the game, matter more. Like, no, they don't. No, they absolutely do not. Everyone is around this, not around the same level. Wow, everyone is definitely on the same level. We all matter. All of our voices should be heard. But like I said, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Make sure to definitely check him out because he seems like a very down to earth guy who just had a terrible experience in Destiny and wanted to, like he said, voice his frustration. He had to get it off his chest, and I completely understand that. I really do. I understand what it's like to deal with the toxic part of the community, the people that think like they're the shit. They only want people that are also the shit, and it's like bro, like come back down to earth with the rest of us, man. Hop off your high horse. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, please check him out. And honestly, that's all I got. So